Hello, welcome. What's going on? Welcome to the.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? What's up? How you doing? Oh, hold on. Say how you doing?
I'm doing good. There's a little delay right here, so can you hear me though?
Yeah. I think it's on my side. Yeah, my Wi-Fi been acting a little
Oh,
wonky
okay.
lately. Acting a little. Yeah, but welcome, special guest, our girl Toni. Give her around.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
You had a good day or a good week?
So, are you ready for this topic?
Yeah, I am. I'm definitely ready. Been about it for the last 2 days, and I definitely have my insights on it. So I'm gonna put it
Are
up
you
on the
hearing
screen
a
and let you
delay from me
know.
as well?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if it's my side or
I
your
don't
side.
know. Um,
All right, we'll make do what it
I
make
have
do.
my AirPods in. Um, uh,
There we go. Yeah, it just went away. I think we're good now. Hold on.
one.
Okay.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Is there a delay?
Nah, I think you're good now.
Okay, so it was just my AirPods. All right. So, do you want
No, you cut out again. You cut out again. Hold on, we couldn't hear you. You cut out again.
I was saying, what are
There we
your
go.
thoughts on cohabitation? And do you think it's healthy?
Oh,
You experienced, or have you been thinking about doing it? Why or why not?
definitely not ever thinking about doing it. But I think I'm a no. I think it's not healthy in the long run. I think it's I'm not really the I'm not it's not a hard no for me that I people that do it. There are some positives to it, but at the end of the day I don't think the I don't think it worth the potential negative consequences that come with it. I actually been down this road before, so
Like what? Give me an example.
mm,
And why?
so my last relationship, like, so we, it wasn't like she lived with me per se. It was more like it's almost like she did because even though she had her own place, she was like over my house like all the time, like all
Mhm.
the. So it's like it was maybe like 95+% of the time she was at my house. So um, I think at the moment while it was going on, I believe it wasn't too bad while it was going on,
Mhm.
but I think end of the day it caused us to be too dependent with each other, and I don't think that's really a good thing before you get to marry or either close to being married. And plus, I had situations around me over the years where I seen the disasters of that. Like imagine like my senior year of college, we had this our neighbors. They were in a relationship together and they lived together and both of their names was on the lease. And then they
Okay.
happened to break up in the middle of the lease. So they
Mhm.
broke up in the middle of the lease, but yet they still had to stay together through the end of the lease because both of their names on the lease. And
Wow.
I remember, I don't know, Pat might be watching, but I remember the day that we heard them arguing because we shared walls. I mean, we heard them arguing, and she was like cussing them out and calling them all kinds of names. And then we heard a slap, like almost like she slapped them. And then we heard him like crying, going to his room. That thing, I think about a week later, we went outside and we seen this truck outside, and we seen the girlfriend come outside to this truck, and this guy got a truck we never seen before.
Mm.
She was like in booty shorts and training bras, looking all sexy, all that. And she came outside and got him, brought him inside. Now that her boyfriend, we didn't know that they officially had broke up at that point, but her boyfriend car was gone. So we was thinking she was cheating. I was like, damn, it's a cold
So
world.
that
Like,
was an apartment, right?
hmm.
So that was a apartment, is what you're saying.
No, it was our townhouse. It was our senior year.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
crazy. The thing
So we
is,
for we
if
so we
her name
first
on the
yeah.
lease and it was just his name, he could have kicked her out anytime, right?
No, I think both their names were on the lease.
If it wasn't, I'm saying.
Oh
So
yeah,
it
if
kind
it
of
wasn't,
a little bit for them.
see in the thing though, it's not that difficult. I also been in that situation. But oh girl, like but I also been I also been in that situation because I've been in the situation where I had somebody stay in an apartment that was in my name, and then when she stopped paying rent, she refused to leave. And then when I even got to the point, I don't like calling the police. I had called the police, and you know what the police told me?
Mhm.
I couldn't kick her out because by law she had been I had allowed her to stay at my apartment, even though her name wasn't on the lease or anything. So it's
And
not.
that was
I've been in that situation actually where it ain't that simple. Where it
was
ain't.
that your girlfriend at the time, or
Nah, it was yeah, that was a crazy situation. I don't know if I ever told you that like that
see,
happened. Yeah,
see,
that yeah, it was.
that's than what we're talking about right now.
Oh, it's
You're just
cool. I like this conversation.
you're being nice, but
Yeah, it was so it was I got a benefit out of it too
hmm
because I was trying to move apartments. Honestly, well, not trying to move apartments. I was trying to move apartments early, so I was like staying at one apartment. Now I had signed a lease at a new apartment. I wanted to move there early, so it was like the summertime, and I decided to move to that apartment early in May. But my the girl I knew, me and her had been friends for a while, and she needed a place to stay, like a sub lease for the summer, because she had stayed
uh-huh.
on campus. And campus apartments don't go throughout the summer unless you like going to class. So I let her take the last 3 months of the lease on my apartment. But I did it underhand. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't. I should have. This is why I learned my lesson. You got to like sign officially co-lease. Like, I let her just pay me the rent, and she just stayed there for the last 3 months until the lease ended in July. Problem
Yeah.
was, it got to she had a good job at the time when we agreed to it. Like, she actually had a better job than I did. Like, mind you, we still in college. But so after she moves in, she proceeds to lose her job to lose because she couldn't be work on time. And then to get to the end of May and get to June, I was like, okay, I'm a smart guy. I was like, how you gonna be able to pay your rent if you ain't got no job? Oh yeah, I just, I just started a job. I just got a new job. I'm about to start. I'm gonna have the money on time. Yeah,
Mm.
okay. Yep.
Well,
So anyway, so yeah, that's one lie. That's one lie. So okay, let it go. Whatever. Then it got to June. Gives me half of it.
hmm
She gives me half. May she paid for it before I May she paid May rent before she moved in. June she gives me half the rent. She's like, well, I give you the other half of the rent because I haven't started my job yet. Mind you, 2 weeks earlier she had just said she just started her job, but now it's another lie. Oh, I just started my job and I haven't got paid yet. I got half the money. I'm gonna pay you the other half in July and all of July rent because my money be up by then. My head, another lie, another
see,
lie. So
see,
yeah.
this wasn't even a relationship though, and you weren't like staying with her. You were just
No, but it just goes back to like what we was talking about earlier. Just I've been in that situation. Like it's not easy. Like just like even if their name only on the lease, it's not easy. Just simple like oh, just get out because your name ain't on the lease. Like if you allow them to stay there, technically like you can't. Especially if they got like evidence, like they've got mail there at that residence or something like this. Is you have to go like do a whole court process to get it done.
okay. Hmm. I
Yeah.
guess
So
my fear is if I were to move in with someone before getting married, that control would be over me. It's like this is my house. And I would feel like I don't own anything. Now, if it was my place, and I bet they would feel the same way. I'd be like, no, you can't do this. You can't do this. This is mine. This is mine. You can get out. Like, I don't want that confrontation. And my last relationship, I was with someone for 5 years. The house was not in my name. I helped pay with like, food and stuff, but they wouldn't allow me to pay for mortgage or anything or the regular bills because they knew probably down the line that it wasn't going to last anyways. So I left without nothing and they still have their house. So,
Yeah, that's for the reason. Like me personally, if I'm living with somebody and they're supposed to be a partner, I'd rather it be both like even make the person out the house both of our names. At least like I have the house, she got the utilities in her name, something like that, so it could feel like it's partly hers too. Because I get where you coming from. You saying like, yeah, it didn't feel like it was anything that was mine necessarily. So
I had no
then
say.
it's no yeah, and there's nothing. You don't have nothing to fall back on either. Like you're not married, so you don't have that marriage or that. Yeah, so
So
I get what you're saying
I
with
was
that.
married. Half of that house would have been mine, regardless, you know?
Exactly.
So now I've heard someone's story that they waited to get married to someone, and soon as they got married to that person, they changed. They were a totally different person. So the whole time they were dating, this guy was perfect. But soon as they moved in together, he was like, um, yeah, this is my side of the house. That's your side of the house. And I'll call you when I need you. So
Wait,
that's
say that one more
scary.
time.
Were you not listening to me? So
I
someone,
was. I just.
no, listen, another thing that I'm scared of, because someone told me that they dated this guy for a while. They didn't move in until they got married. And that person changed completely as soon as they got married and moved in. A total, like, different person. Like, who are you? Like, this is my side of the house. That's your side of the house. And I'll call you when I need you. That's what he was saying.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's scary. Because what if it's an
See,
act? So,
that's true, and I know that is a factor to think about. That's why some people advocate that's like one of the positives of cohabiting in the house is that you would get that chance to get to know who you're about to marry and see their habits in the household. But I also say it can be the other way around too. They can, people fake it. People fake it a lot. And you can live together when you're outside of marriage, and it could be perfectly fine and dandy. And so that paper sign, all of a sudden it switch up, especially on the man side. 'Cause
mhm.
in my opinion, I'll talk about this probably another episode that both sides got something to lose in a marriage, but men definitely have more to lose in a marriage than women do in general. Do have more, so definitely like the
Why do you
fact
say that?
that me. We said why I say that.
Yes, a little bit.
Oh,
Like,
for multiple reasons. For one, the law doesn't really favor men when it comes to divorce, and I know
mm,
this about a lot of men I'm around now. All of us is like kind of hesitant to get married because it's not we don't have as much. I think in general, men don't have much gain to get married. It definitely have more to lose. Definitely have because even though the law doesn't favor men, you get a divorce 9 times out of 10, the mother's gonna get custody of the kids unless it's something drastic like
yeah,
something like she's homeless or something mentally wrong with her, the mother's gonna get custody of the kids. We already know how alimony goes. Mother's gonna get half of the wife's gonna get half of everything. It be her fault while the divorce is happening. She's still gonna get half of everything. So yeah, it just those are like some of the things of why I feel the way I feel about that.
I also think about religion. Like, if you're religious, and the reason why you wait to move in is because of what the Bible says about it. There's many people that rush to get married just because they want to do the right thing. So that conviction for some people, they end up rushing into it and getting divorced quick within a year or so. So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard. Like, I don't know if I would try it again though, because my first time doing that, I'm back at my parents' house just like that. So like, yeah,
Yeah. My experience, it ended up like, but at the time it ended up like killing our relationship in the long run. And I think in the future I won't say I will never do it, but I definitely really like if it did do it, it has to be like for a reason. This guy like I just want to do it, just do it. It has to be like for a really good reason and
and
worth the
it's
risk
sometimes
and
you get too
potential
comfortable.
downsides.
You get too
Right.
comfortable, then years may go by, and then that person may build resentment, saying you're never going to marry me because you're too comfortable. Like, you're basically like, I already
Yeah.
have a wife, or I already have you know, a husband, like, because you're, I guess, pretending to be that person right then. So,
Right. And that's why I will advocate for like women in general, because I know if people I know that's the man's out there, that man's advocate, but I would advocate for women. That's like anytime a woman would ever come to me and say something like that, it's like don't give the man the power like that. You go live with them. That's giving a check mark. Make that
yeah,
man put a ring on your finger before you come, old woman, before you go live with him. So
because
make that person put a ring on your finger.
I really do believe if that guy wants to marry that girl, he would. I've seen many YouTubers dating for 5 years, 6 years, and the females like begging to like, get married, and they're like, "Oh, not yet. We've been doing so good. We're good. We don't need to get married right now." And she's doing all the wifely duties, and it's like, why? Why get married? You don't have to. So it's the resentment as well. I feel like I'll build resentment, and hate the person. I'll start to hate the person, even though I loved them in the beginning. And as soon as you're done with them, they find someone and
Yeah.
they get married. Just that fast. I've seen it happen. Like they,
So, question for you. So, in a perfect world, right? So, in a perfect
mhm.
world, when would you want to consider moving in with your partner? Like, what do you need to see?
um,
What do you need to see? What are some of the check marks you need for yourself? Maybe you speaking for women too. What are some check marks you need to see in order to be like, okay,
well,
now I can comfortably like, if he asks me, yeah, I can come move in with him.
it's about compromise right now because me, most definitely, I was like married. We have to be married, but he's more like, well, how do you know if you'll like living with me? And then we compromised and said engaged, and a date set, and that's where we are. We're like right in the middle, and
Okay.
so see what happens with that. But deep down, I still want to be just married before we move in. 'Cause anything can change within that time. The engagement ring can just
Yeah,
be
cause
shut up, right?
yeah, cause especially us in the black community, we are known as the engagement people, bro. We get engaged more times than it's crazy how many times I love that statistic. Like how many times like black people get engaged but don't get married. Like get engaged way like, it's crazy. So
It means
yeah, I
nothing
get
anymore. So
yeah. So I was like marriage. It's like almost like marriage almost don't mean anything anymore. Like look at some statistics of marriage. It's like it's crazy. Like listen to my grandparents is almost at like almost 40 years marriage. I talked to my grandma about this a while back and I was like, we'll never see that again. I ain't gonna say never, but they won't be a norm after that generation dies off.
mhm.
It won't be a norm anymore. Seeing marriages 30, 40 years. The average marriage right now is only last 5 years in the black
Why is
community.
that, you think?
To my marriage,
And why doesn't it last as long anymore?
multiple reasons. For men and women, I think go for men's side. Go back to what I said earlier. I think men starting to realize that marriage, you have a lot more to lose in the game in getting married. You have a lot. And one thing controversial, I think the marriage law is outdated for the times. Or I think sometime in the next decade or so, I think you're gonna start seeing the marriage laws be updated to like kind of balance it out a little bit more. Cause right now it favors women a lot more than men, like we was talking
I
about
think,
earlier.
well, Kelly Clarkson, she had the most money, right? She divorced her husband and she has to pay him all this money because he was living that lifestyle. And he wants to keep living the same lifestyle that he can't afford. So she's paying for it. She has to.
I seen it's funny. It's funny because I seen a case about that. Who did I see this on? Was it I think it was one of the very first clip I watched. I didn't want to break his name up on here, but this is a good example. She was basically like this one. She was a was she OnlyFans or what she was, but she was basically it was a viral video of her. She was basically going off saying like how she was dating this guy. He was like rich, and she
Hmm.
basically like demanding that she wouldn't go get none. He paid, and they weren't even married. They were just dating, and she
Oh, yeah.
basically like demanding like how she was entitled to him paying her lifestyle, even though they had broke up. Because like you can't give me this type of lifestyle and then just break up with me and think you just gonna let me make me go back down to where I was before. She had like he had bought her like a car and paying for a condo and all that. So when he broke up, even crazy about it, thing about it was he actually didn't stop anything. Like he let her keep the car. He was still paying for a condo. Like this was like 6 months after they broke up when she was talking about this. But she was
Oh,
just like saying hypothetically, like even if he did come to her, basically saying like, yeah, I want all this back, like
mm.
how it happened. I think that's interesting. I don't know. I was, I was, hmm, I get where you was coming from with that, but at the same time, like, especially if he wasn't married to you, wasn't married, it's like, he don't have to do anything. He could have ripped all that from me if he wanted to. Ripped all that. Honestly, he's a
Yeah.
very nice guy for doing. Keep paying it. Honestly, I don't know many guys that would. I don't think I would. Will I leave you with nothing? No. Depending on how we broke up. It depends on how we broke up. If you cheated on me or something, oh hell yeah, bye. You can go back. Whatever hell you came from, you ain't keeping shit. You ain't.
But no, I only said
But
that because in cases like that, the celebrities that have the most money will have to keep supporting that other partner. And I think Wendy Williams was paying her ex husband like he cheated on her and had a house for someone else. But that's a different story. Like gosh. So
see that those those are good cases, but I like to talk more about the norm. Like that, they're just the norm. Like celebrities, they live in a different world. I would
yeah.
like to say they live in a different world. Things happen that we'll never like understand or be able to comprehend. Or it's it's yeah, but yeah, I
I'm trying
think
to
that,
back
and I think
though. Like I don't know how much more we can like exhaust this one topic. And I haven't came to a conclusion on which side I'm really on because like I said, people can change. They can be one way for a while and then as soon as you get married to them, change. Or you can live in the house with them, not married, and they be this kind person for so long, but soon as y'all do get married, can change. So it's just like it's scary. You never know who you're gonna get.
that's the biggest thing about marriage. People get complacent. That's another reason why marriage is like don't last as long a day because people get complacent when you get married nowadays. Like back in our grandparents' age, like men knew they had to work to keep their wives every day. Maybe
Yeah.
not like literally see it, but you had to be responsible, be protected, provider of the house, be able to pay the bill, be able to be that shoulder for your wife to lean on every day. Like men knew they had to do that, and women knew they had to keep themselves fit. They had to keep themselves upright. They had to keep the responsibilities of the house as far as like cooking, make sure the house stay clean, make sure the kids nurturing the kids and all that. And that was each other way, keeping each other. Now our generation, people take that for granted. They don't think you have to work in a marriage, or our generation say it's kind of lazy. Like they get just titled to it. There's no work in it. Nowhere.
I mean,
We ain't made of the stuff that past generations were made of. Made of. So
I work in a hospital and I see different cases where there's a mother that having all these childrens, but like no father. It's just her by herself. And it's
I
sad.
mean,
And they're like our age or younger and taking all this responsibility by themselves, and the father can't be there to sign the birth certificate.
see, I'm glad you brought it up because that actually get to my next point. That gets to that gets to my that gets to another reason why I don't think marriage lasts. Because I don't think a lot of not all ladies, but I think a lot of ladies. This is where you get that boss bitch error, and I don't need a man, fuck a man, all this. Like I think a lot of women don't really think they need a man anymore or want a man anymore. So that's why it's crazy out here the amount of people that prioritize having kids over getting married. That's how less like people think about marriage nowadays. It's like I hear people when I ask people now like, what's your plan? Especially women, like what's your plan growing up like through your 20s, 30? First thing women I work with, first thing they say is, "Oh yeah, I want this many kids." Not getting married first, not getting married. It's like
Mama,
you want to. I heard one. I worked with one woman. At my other job, I heard one woman say, literally, she was like, "Yeah, I want 3 to 4 kids." I was like, "Nah, we're right getting married," and she was like, "Oh no." I was like, "Why do you want kids?" I was like, "My opinion, anybody want kids before marriage is selfish. It's selfish. I think we have
mm,
too many statistics out here to show, and it's not all cases. Now, before I don't want to like trigger anybody that came up in a single household, but because there's plenty of cases that people that grew up in a single parent household that turn out just fine. I'm just
yeah,
talking about the norm. The norm is we know statistically children that grow up in a single parent household don't have the same chance or
mm.
don't grow up to have the same life that somebody had both parents in the household. But yet we have so many women and some men out here today that choose to have kids, that choose to know they're not married, and like choose to have a single mother household, choose to knowing like the
Nick
odds. You said
Talk-
what?
I said Nick Canyon with 12 children by
Yeah,
how many?
that's crazy.
What's the
That's
point?
crazy. Like, even him, it's like I hear a lot of even guys I know like here like, well, he got the money to do it. He can like it don't matter about money. That's like how can you be a father to 12 kids? Like they're like yes, you dad, but how can you be a father to 12 kids? Like that's
Possible.
he talked about after like the 7th, 8th child that he's like, yeah, it's hard to maintain them. It's like you can't hardly have a relationship with them all because you got so many of them. But yeah, you keep adding on to it. It's like it doesn't matter how many you have if you ain't get no, you don't have the correct relationship with them.
And by a different woman too. So it's not teaching them anything. Children. So
Yeah, like Future. He's another one. Got it's
each year, children does he have?
11, 12, something like that.
They're trying to catch up with
NBA
the
boy got like 8, 9 kids. He younger than us.
that's
Like
sad.
it's crazy. It's like I don't think kids are valued as much. Like I don't think people I ain't gonna let me rephrase that. I don't think our generation understand the significance of having kids. It's just like an afterthought. It's just like it's amazing. It's amazing to me. It's like yeah, it's amazing to me out here. This is why I'm not having kids. And I'm like very close to it. And honestly, if I did screw up and have a
Mhm.
kid with a woman that's not my wife, I was honestly I would consider marrying her right out just off rip. I would consider marrying her, even if I'm not the most fond of her, even
Damn.
if I'm not
For the
like that just
for the baby's sake,
yeah,
you know.
for the child's sake. For the I was honestly to consider marrying her just even if I'm not the most fond of her. Obviously, I got to see something in her. That's just me. I'm responsible. So obviously, I feel like I'm confident in a woman. If I did screw up and get married and get somebody pregnant
Hmm.
before they get married, then I know I had to see something in her. I got to get along with her somewhat. Somewhat. She might not be the woman of my dreams, what I envisioned as my wife, but I'm not one of these people out here. They just people.
You're talking about how back then people's marriage lasted longer. I know someone that stayed in their marriage even though their spouse cheated so many times and even had a child behind her back. The only thing they did was like separate. So he lived in one house and she lived in another, and then they got back together. And they're like, "Oh, we've been together for 36 years. Been married for 36 years." And I'm like, "Really though? Have you really been married for 36 years?" So we don't really know the stories for most people that have like long marriages and all they went through. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think back then, I think people stayed in marriages for multiple reasons.
Hmm.
I think it was
Good
I
always
think what she
though.
put on this side. Yeah, it wasn't always good. It's definitely not. But I think the thing with our generation is I think we got the wrong ideal about marriage. And I think we just quit Eve. Not talking about that situation specifically. That's a extreme situation like cheating, and that's a different story. But just the term I think the term irreconcilable differences is funny to me when I hear like people get divorced because of that. Right? That's
Yeah.
like, oh, I wasn't happy anymore, or like listen. One thing listening to Kevin Samuels' platform teach you is that what people quick to leave when shit hit the fan. People are
Yeah.
quick to leave. Oh, what happened anymore? No, marriage. Technically, in the old days, marriage the number one thing in marriage wasn't about being happy. It was about duty. It was about duty. It wasn't not all. The thing that people think they always gonna be happy in a marriage is funny because I don't know a marriage, the strong marriage where you're always gonna be happy. Where you're always there's always gonna be sacrifice. There's always something that's gonna happen. It's gonna be ups and downs, trials, valleys and peaks in marriages, but I think the
Hmm.
problem in our generation, as soon as you hit the first valley or hit the first low, everybody like, oh, that's it. Yep, time to get a divorce. That's it. Time to, it's like that's crazy. That
Yeah.
now if you got some kind of abuse going on or cheating, something like that, okay, you consider it then. But even then, it's like when
People
even
stay
then,
in
if
those
you leave it,
relationships. Though. People still
you said
stay in
what?
relationships. Like I've seen many stories where these women would stay in that marriage and take all of that, but then people be like, "Oh my goodness, y'all been married for so long, and y'all look so happy, and I don't know, 36 years together, 40 years together, and really it's been hell." But they stay together for children's sake or whatever. I don't
I was
know.
just about to get that. Most of the time, be for the kids' sake. Which how marriage should be. It should be always the kids first. Should never be about our own feelings. Should be
Mm-hmm.
about the kids first. I feel like what you saying that situation. That's why a lot of women like take it. Not saying that they deserve it what they getting, but that's why using in those cases that's why women take it because they thinking about the kids first over them. Because I think a lot of people in our generation like we get. I think the media tells us a false narrative about marriages and about a lot of things today. Like the media try to paint a picture that oh the grass is greener on the other side. Oh yeah, you don't got to take this in a mirror. You can go out there and find better. This that. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I think some people that hesitate to leave marriages, I think they really think about that because we don't really have to think the mindset. Okay, I'm going through this in a marriage right now, but what are my options if I was to leave this marriage and go out there? Don't think logically.
Yeah.
Like I seen it on YouTube. I seen this story this she's an older black woman. She's like mid-40s, and she was talking about her mistake, she made that mistake because she was with her husband. Husband was on rich, had a lot of money. She basically was the housewife, but he was cheating on her, which that's a conversation for another episode. But he was cheating on her, and she, off of emotion, she did file for divorce. Anybody in the moment, heat of the moment, can understand why she did that.
Yeah.
Like, she would file for divorce, got divorced. So she got out there. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and get my own job. She had a pretty decent career and had her own money, make her own money and stuff now. But she found herself that it wasn't better than the lifestyle she was getting. It wasn't, and she wasn't as happy. Despite her, as happy as she wasn't. She was people today when they leave marriages,
Mm-hmm.
that out that it didn't treat her out. She having it work than doing what I'm doing now, and that's what
You were going in and out for me. I can't really hear
I think it
what
was
you're
a lot.
saying. Huh?
I couldn't hear you. I didn't hear your last one. No, I
No,
for
so
real,
I
it,
couldn't
it,
really.
it had like froze for a second.
Oh, I was gonna say
No,
something. But I feel like it's best to have your own at first. Like, do not rely on someone else to take care of you. You should be able to afford that place, afford that car, you know? And so when she left, she should have had a backup plan. I'm just saying.
somewhat.
I would. I would save my money and be like, you know what? If it ends, especially if we're not married, I know next time, next time to save up and be able to get my own and not like think this relationship is gonna last, and it didn't. So it's
Huh.
very embarrassing to go back to your parents. I was like, hey, mom and dad, I'm back. Like, to be gone for 2 or 3 years. So
So I can understand where you're coming from with that. I can understand where you're coming from with that for sure. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I got a lot of feelings about. Yeah, I think that my mom said she don't know. She don't think I'm gonna get married. She's like, I was like, dang man, dang. But I don't know. I,
I
I,
mean,
I think I think my best chance of getting married. Honestly, I think my best chance of getting married would be sometime in the next 5 years. Because once I'm in my bag, I already told myself once I make a certain income bracket, the chance of me getting married is going to drop significantly.
well, why do you say that?
Like if I going back to what I said earlier, the more money you make, the more you got to lose. The more you got. And honestly, like
Prenup.
yeah, definitely prenup's requirement. Once I make a certain amount of money, it's a requirement. Yeah, as soon as I don't care how good a woman is, if she don't agree to prenup, we ain't going no further. It'll be one of the first conversations I talk about. As soon as we
And
talk
also
about getting married.
sharing bank accounts. I don't really like that kind of stuff because I feel like if I don't spend that much money and you spend a lot of money, like, are you counting how much you're spending? Because you're gonna be spending my money too. So I don't really agree on the sharing bank accounts stuff. No. Nope. My
Yeah,
money is on me.
I'm on the iffy about that. I don't know. I gotta
Well,
think about that more. What you
unless we
want
have an
to
account
share?
separate. But if it's like all I have and all you have in one, no. I mean, we could put money here and there for the bills, but I don't think we should join accounts. Because I've seen many cases where people end up broke and didn't know how, and it was their spouse spending their money too.
I mean,
So
yeah, a separate account would help me in the divorce because ain't no if it's a but about divorce. Though that would help, but I don't know. It's yeah. If I make a certain income bracket, I'm not getting married. No,
I've
there's
seen
no point.
I've seen it happen, and honestly, there's no perfect person out there, and
It's not. It's not.
that's why some people are single because they have all these little boxes they want to check, but it may not be for them. may not be for them.
I agree.
So, you have any questions for me?
Hmm. So that's a question I was thinking about earlier. It's kind of left my mind because we got deep into the conversation. But that was a question. That was what was the question? Was oh, what are you looking for in a what are your check boxes in a partner for
I
marriage?
don't have any, like I said, not anymore
Hmm?
because when I don't have any anymore because back then when I was trying to get all these boxes checked and stuff, I end up with crappy people. Like, I mean, you look good. I mean, you dance, you like to sing, but your personality is crap and boring.
Okay. So
So
you
I
basically
don't.
like going into this. So your basic outlook is like, you know what? I'm just gonna go how I feel and
Yeah,
let the road take me where it take me.
I've never like went for a person. They always came to me. That's another thing. I've never been looking for anything, so whatever comes to me. And so the person that I'm with is totally different than what I would normally choose. But hey, he treats me well. So
That's a benefit. That's a benefit of being a lady. Y'all get see y'all get approached. You don't
mhm.
have to do the approaching necessarily. Like that's we guys have to do that for the most part. So unless you're in a certain income bracket, if you make a lot of money, then yeah, women's gonna float towards you. Float. That's the
Yeah,
whole point of my like I want to do like the main channel. I want to do like a men's networking channel because I want to get men that wants to go from like average to above average, and I want them to stop worrying about relationships and all and trying to get women and all this. Like just put in the work. Just and I would say that's why I criticize men. Like just put in the work.
be
Just work.
yourself.
Women,
Yourself, make me laugh.
yeah.
That's really about it.
Let let me ask you this,
So,
because I was just watching this earlier. Do you believe women in general like we do you believe women in general like tend to lean towards the men that are successful and actually like put in the work and actually have that ambition about themselves today?
I mean, why not? Like, why would you want to put all your energy into someone that's not trying to do anything? And you might as well be by yourself at that point. There's not going to be any like teamwork there.
I would listen to a show earlier was talking about that. It's like men just got to put in the work. Like
Oh,
you say
so
you could take a like he's an example. Like you could take Central Park in New York. You could take 1,000 men, all successful, all got money, they all like living their best life, and you can just sit them there, shoot the breeze, smoke cigars, whatever. And
mhm.
I promise you, a whole flock, the women with the right mindset, all a whole flock of women would like find them and be all around them. They don't have to do anything. But so that's the problem with a lot of guys in my generation today is like they want to just chase women and chase relationships. Like man, let that stuff just put in the work. The stuff gonna come. That's my mindset now.
First, for sure, we're
Yeah.
putting yourself first. Because I know there's some people that I used to talk to, and man, they wouldn't even buy me a sandwich. Like a sandwich.
Not
Like,
a
can we get
sandwich.
McDonald's? It's like, oh no, I don't have any money. And just like, oh, okay. I mean, understand.
That was sad. I ain't buy you a sandwich.
Or let me hold $5. Like $5? Five? Sorry.
No, you good. That's
I
funny.
understand tough times, but if you're not trying at all, and it's always the same thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go for someone that's gonna do something with their life, or they are doing something with their life. It's
right.
like
Now that leads me to another question. So do you think women today are in general patient enough with guys? Because I think a lot of my opinion, I think a lot of women they want the man that's already up, and they don't want to like get with the guy that's trying to build. and just like stick with them and just build with them. They want the guy that's already the finished product, pretty much.
You know what? This YouTuber, I like using examples. She basically told her boyfriend slash they got married, but to like quit your job and focus on your career because you want to do this and I'll pay for it, right? And he went on tour and cheated on her. So all her money like was towards his career, and now he's up here and now she's down here.
Mm.
So it's like some of them are not appreciative, and then they will still do you dirty when you build them up. But then there's some people that will still be there by you.
That's true.
It's a gamble. I think it's a gamble.
It is. I think I got a funny outlook on cheating though. I think me personally, you gonna look at me crazy when I say this. One of the reason I wouldn't worry about getting married if I get to a certain income bracket, I wouldn't want to be monogamous once I get to a certain income bracket. I wouldn't want to be me personally. I think you should. I think you should. I think you should. Hear me out. Hear me out.
I mean, I'm
Hear me
listening.
out.
I'm listening.
I think one thing. I listened to a very controversial podcast called Fresh and Fit. Very
Mhm.
controversial. Some things I agree with what they say. Some I don't. Some I don't. I think I agree a little bit more than I don't. Overall. It's not about what I agree when I don't agree. But I get their point of what they're trying to come across. Even though it could be very controversial, I get their point of what they're trying to come across. One thing the guy Myron says a lot. He says guys are I think nobody will ever admit this, but I think most men are monogamous by necessity and not by choice. And I think
No.
yeah, I think I think if you gave a guy a choice, no consequences, meaning his woman ain't gonna bitch about it, he ain't gotta worry about losing relationship, his money, he's not gonna be judged for it by women or anything. I think you took 100 guys in the room and say one woman for the next 30, 40 years, or how many women you want to have, no consequence in the next 30, 40 years. I think about a good 90% of those guys are gonna choose the multiple women. I think genetically I think men and women just look at sex two different ways. And I think a lot of women want men to look at sex the same way they do, and it's just not gonna happen. It's
I
just
think
not
that
gonna
percentage is a little bit too high. I don't know about 90%. Because I feel like if I gave him that option, he'll feel bad the whole time. He'll feel bad. Like,
see
no.
that's the part of the consequence though. Like I'm saying in a scenario with no consequences. Like, that's the main reason why a lot of men choose to have one woman. Because like, you gonna this the guilt feel, but if you live a scenario where women don't judge men for wanting to be monogamous, or you don't have to worry about it because in today's world, most women ain't gonna go for it. It's only you have to, and as a man, you can't even I go on the man's side. The man's side, you can't demand you can't demand a woman to accept monogamy unless you bring something rare to the table that she can't find anywhere else. Which means only like the top 5% of men in theory could demand to be monogamous because in theory say a guy's a million. That's why a lot of millionaires have multiple girlfriends or have a wife, but a lot of side chicks and a lot of wives they have to be okay with that because those men are very rare and they could demand things like that. They can demand
Yeah,
because they
I don't like that though. I don't. I want one person. I want them just to only want me. I don't have time to deal with everybody else.
but see that's the thing. Those wives understand like the rule would be the main chick. They know they're the main chick, but they also know that for those men it's very hard. It's gonna be very hard for one woman, no matter how good you are, or what good attention you come with. It's hard for one woman to please one man, please a man.
I
One
don't
woman, talking
boyfriend.
about just sexually, just talking about sexually, just talking about sexually, not anything else, not any.
I would
So
ask my boyfriend, what do you think about this? And like because
I
better
ain't
not be
trying to get.
thinking like that.
I ain't trying to get the boy in trouble. I ain't trying to get my boy in trouble.
I wish he could
But
pop up here and say what he want to say. That'd be cool. But
mhm. I just think that's the case. I feel like I used to think crazy. I'm like, I don't know, but actually listening to like other people's testimony, listen a lot of like high value guys talk about that. I understand why. It's like
Like
one
Leonardo DiCaprio, like he
right.
goes for younger women. He switches them up constantly, but he knows he can do that because he has money.
Yeah, he had the status. And think about the reason why I understand why they do that is because men, we have to work for our value. This is why I say this is a different. It's a lot of different between men and women. For one thing, men have to work for their value. Like you don't get to just be a man and get just to do like how like I think the best example a lot of those talkers like to use, a woman can be average. She can be average in 19, but if she's fine, she can get on a millionaire's yacht. Get on a millionaire. A man, I can't walk on a millionaire's yacht. I have to put in work to do that. Put in work. I have to get years of money building, years of experience, get into the right connections in order just to walk on a man. Oh, another millionaire to be around the circle with another other millionaires yacht. A woman can be fine, just look really good. Not has she can work at McDonald's in the drive through. She's beautiful. She can get on the man's yacht. Dude, beautiful. That's like one example. I think those guys like they put in so much work over the years to get women attention because most average guys don't get women's attention like that. Don't really get so that's one of the perks. And when you get into that hot status, you get women start chasing you.
I guess I'm
Unless
still thinking about what you said. So you don't think you can have one person?
if I got to that high status, and me in theory thinking like how much work I had to put in to get to that status, like yeah, in the perfect world, no, I'm not me. The difference is I don't condone cheating. So the problem what happens is a lot of guys want to do that, but they don't state it up front. Like, hey, I want you to be my main, but just no, I do want to have open. It's an open relationship. Like I want to have sex with other women. And it says if you don't state up front to a woman, it's cheating. I don't look at it cheating if you state up front. And then I think a lot, what a lot of guys in that round end up saying is like they be up front. It's like, listen, I want to have sex with other women. I want to have sex, and they give you it basically. I'm all for the woman having the choice. So you can have the choice to deal with that man, or you can go deal with another guy. Deal with another guy. But the thing is, in our generation, a lot of women want that guy because they want that guy because it's financial freedom. He's a high status guy. They're gonna be able to get wherever they want. The money's gonna come. The lifestyle's gonna come. But that's one of the downsides you have to deal with when you deal with that guy. You're gonna have to deal with that you're not gonna beat on a girl in his life. But you got a choice. You gonna deal with that, or you gonna go deal with the average guy that's a plumber or electrician that goes to work and come home every day.
I would rather not. Honestly, I'm not like most girls. Then
Oh, I know you not. That's why you're so special. I know you not. But unfortunately, not many women out here share that today. Not many women. Like I always say, 90% of men are invisible to 90% of women are
mm-hmm.
invisible. Like if you ask almost any woman what kind of man they want, oh yeah, I want a man to make six figures. I want a man to do this. He got to be charming, charismatic. He got to have ambition. He got to make six figures. He got to do this. But the thing is, the media makes us think these men are like around every corner. They're not. The men are very rare. So when you're rare, you get to demand things and don't have to put up with as much because guess what? Like if Tanya don't want to deal with me having most of women, guess what? Becky, Mariah, all of them lined up ready to take your place. Cause I'm rare. That's how they think. Uh,
Oh, okay. Okay, I hear you. I'm listening. Don't mean I agree though.
oh yeah, you don't got to agree. I know you ain't got to agree, but
I think it's messy, a little bit messy.
it
Yes.
it
You know,
can be. It just I think just that would come to just communication.
because it may
Like
be that one person out of that group to be like, you know what, he's mine. Like hold
yeah, I said there are rules to it. Like the rules that I know they're to it. Like don't bring home no babies, don't embarrass me, and don't be blowing no money on her. That's for the main chick, which is your wife or your main girlfriend. That's for. I hear some guys say they want multiple wives. I don't know if I want multiple wives. I can't say that. Can't say that. Me personally, if I was in that high realm, or when I'm in that high realm, me personally, it would be me. I want a wife. And actually, honestly, I mean, it's hard to say because you never know until you actually make that much money and be in that kind of status. But right now, I see myself having a wife, but my wife's just going to have to be okay with me stepping out from time to time and having sex with someone else. Just because I like variety. Just because would I do it every week or every month? No, do it every week, every month. But I'll be open with it to it
But
though.
you want to is the thing. You say that now, but if you get that person, you may not want to.
I was saying it may not.
You may
I
not.
would. I won't truly know until I get in that status.
Not even a
I might be
status.
like, you know what? No, I don't even have the energy to be trying to smash other women. I just want this my wife. I just want. It might happen. I'm open to it.
It may just be the person where you're like, I just want you no matter what the status is.
I think factors matter with that. I think it depends on when that happened for me, whether I'm 30, 40, or 50,
Mm-hmm.
and what realm am I in. And I'm in like a business world realm. Like, say if I get rich off say if because I want to start doing real estate soon. I start taking classes soon in real estate. So say if I get rich off real estate, how I blew up. Real estate not gonna put me around a lot of women. It's not gonna really put me around. So it might be more likely that I would be monogamous if I got. But I blew up off YouTube all of a sudden, or I open up a nightclub. I'm around women all the time. Might be a different story. I might be more enticed. Like, hey, you know what? I want multiple women now. Well, it kind of. I think those kind of factors is going to matter as far as like
I, I guess
outlook
I
on that.
can't really say much about it because I was cheated on with like 2 people at one time. So the basic person I was with, threesome. And and after that I was crushed, man. What was that face?
I can't. I was confused. You said 2 times. Like what? Wait, what? I
Well,
had to hear you explain that. Okay, I'll see.
three threesomes, what I meant, but without
Okay.
my knowledge, and I can't. At that point, yeah, it was cheating. I didn't agree on that, and I just want one person. And
Well,
that
I'm
one
not.
person was me. So
Well, I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say I've never been cheated on because in a day I don't know. I don't think I ever have. But if women could lie, women could. They're good liars. Women are better liars than men. I say that. So it's like I can't. I say it. I don't think I ever got cheated on, but I'm not. I'm
it's
not
too
gonna say I
much out
definitely know for
there,
sure.
though. Like
Hmm?
these is STDs to be doing all that crap. So
Yeah. You know how it is these
She
days.
belongs to the streets.
Yeah. How it is these days. So
yep,
yeah. No. Yeah.
we
That's gonna be a topic I'll talk about one day. I want to talk about who lie and play games more, men or women. That's gonna be funny.
uh, let's see. We kind of got off topic, but I don't even know if you would like move in with someone before you marry them. Because we started talking about dang on multiple women. So
Yeah, I definitely. I say me if I had put a percentage, it's about a good 80% chance I wouldn't move in before marriage.
okay.
Like, it's a good 80% chance. Like I said, if I did, it gotta be for a good reason. Like we've been together for a couple years, really feeling each other, and something like both in a financial dump right now, and it really benefits both of us to have one income on one household right now. And that would get us out of our funk right now, and it'd be worth the risk of what we have to deal with potentially of living together before marriage. So that's like an example of like a situation that could happen where okay, I think it's worth the risk. But I'm never gonna be that just okay. You know what? We've been together for a year. Let's go get a place together. We ain't nearly thinking about getting married yet.
Yeah.
Like I'm just not. I want it to happen the traditional way. Be in a relationship until we get to the point where we feel comfortable with each other. Propose, be engaged, get married, in the engagement stage, then we could talk about getting the house together.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can move in with me. Either way, depending on where I'm at the time. Depending on where I'm at. So
Who's calling us?
Grandma. Ram.
Oh, I don't think I could do it again. It's like I'm trying to compromise and like engagement, but like I said, you can be like, give me that ring back, like you know, or it's over, it's done, and I'm just all my stuff is moved in and going back to mom's house. I don't, like I don't know.
I would
Yeah,
say we do. I do hear one thing out of it, and it's I don't think it's just I think it's general because I do it too. We do live in fear a lot. We do we live in fear when it comes to relationships. Like I said, including myself. Like we live in fear when it comes to relationships. Like we always already talking about like what if we get divorced or what happens if. Honestly, I don't know how to stop that one because even I had the problem myself. Like I'm already thinking about like what I could potentially lose in a marriage, like potentially. So that one I'm still trying to figure out myself. How do we
I mean that
like?
and long relationships too. Lost a lot of time. Could have been doing other stuff. like like I said, my
That's true.
longest was 5 years, and I can't get that 5 years back. So
Mine was 3. No, 2. I had two. I had 2 relationships that were 2 years apiece. So mine
yeah,
was 2. Yeah,
all
mine was 2.
that money spent too, and can't get
Yeah,
it.
can't get it back. Although I would say a lot of positives came out of my last relationship. I learned a lot about myself, and I don't hate her. I
Mhm.
don't. I generally hope she's doing well. She'll probably see this one day after I'm famous one day, but she I hope she's doing well, and even though I don't like the way we ended, I don't like it's not that how we end our relationship. I don't like the way we ended, like how coexistence period. That where I was bitter for a while, but I done got over it now. I'm in a better place, bigger and better.
That's good.
So
Ooh, we have an hour. Let's see.
nothing.
Anybody?
We don't have to go to 9 if you don't want. We could always end it earlier than that.
Oh, it's if you want to.
No, no, I don't want to. I don't want to feel like you have to stay to 9. So I
Well,
can
I'm
always.
saying we set 7 and 9. I'm here 7 and 9. I'm just also multitasking because I'm in school, so I'm recording something on my phone while talking to you.
Oh no, no, no! I get it. I get it.
um, but yeah, I wasn't single for too long though. I kind of jumped into another relationship. I was single for like 2 months. 2 months. Oh, I think that's one.
I didn't read this. The thing is that people often ignore red flags in the beginning because they go off feeling of
Oh,
lust, and when you actually get knee deep into it, they shock. They shocked that they so called change, but they've been there. Hmm.
yeah. We ignore our gut feelings about that person for sure.
Mostly people fight about money. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. You say you haven't been single that long.
No, and I really hope I'm not finding the same people over and over again. It's like, am I attracting the same people? And that's
Hmm.
one of my fears. And the red flag things, yeah, there were many red flags in the beginning, but I kind of was like, not for this current one, but the past one. I kind of was like, oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. Then it got worse. Then it got worse. And I kept like making excuses for it. And then,
I
yeah, it
feel
got bad.
I feel the same way. Like one thing I was talking about recently. I did another. I wrote all this stuff down. This is another episode I'm gonna do one day. Is like what's something because everybody has their past relationships, the things they learned from the past.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask people like, what's something you willing to compromise on, and what's something you're not willing to compromise on in your next relationship. And I know for me, it took me a while to answer that question, but I think I finally figured out what I'm not going to compromise on. For one thing, we talked about with the whole like oral thing. We talked about that with the whole oral, but yeah. But one thing on serious,
Like, you're not gonna compromise on that, really?
no, I'm not.
No.
No,
Okay.
not. But we're gonna get in that. But the most serious thing is, I think a lot of people bring in their past trauma and past issues into the next relationship.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the reasons I realized recently that this is the reason why I don't jump to relationship to relationship. Like I have big gaps. If you look at my relationship history, I have big gaps between relationships. Like I have big gaps between relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think a lot of people don't take the time to heal from their prior relationship before they jump to a new one, and that's
Talking
something
about
I'm not really.
you talking about me right now?
No, 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 no. No.
It was older.
I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about myself because my last relationship, like I knew she had trauma coming in from the past, and I knew she had her issues and things. I thought I can handle it. I can help her get through it. Damn that. No, go to therapy. We could be friends.
Mm-hmm.
We could be friends. I help you, get through it. But as friends. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like you should come relationship healed. Not maybe not 100% healed, but healed to the point where you can move on with someone and don't not have your past relationship hold you back, and not have your past. I'm just talking. I ain't attacking you. I'm just talking more in general.
I
But
mean,
I
it
see a lot of people do that.
but it's all right. I mean, I need to hear that.
Oh, yeah. I, I I just don't. I think in my opinion, and I learned this from the hard way. I don't think like my relationship. Like I thought that I can like overcome like her trauma and her past and all that, but I think one of the biggest thing I learned is like that it ain't up to that person to help you. It's up to yourself to help you. They can like support you and be there for you, but I don't think it's fair to go to the next relationship with that stuff in your past, that stuff like, or at least to the point where it's holding you back.
Yeah.
Like me personally, if I'm going on a date with a woman now, and she says, "Yeah, I got this wall built up," then red flag. Nope, red flag, red
I'm
flag.
definitely well, I am in therapy. Thank you very much. And
That's good.
I'm not trying to mess this relationship up. And I'm pretty much healed. So thank you.
That's good. That's good. Like I wish more people, like especially in the black community, it seems like we scared of therapy.
Yeah.
Like therapy is an insult. Like, I don't know. Everybody, I feel like everybody needs therapy.
I mean, growing up, I used to get yelled at for crying. So my parents, why are you crying? Stop it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, everybody needs therapy. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing. Everybody, I think everybody needs therapy to help get through. We need a hearing, my ear, and a person that can really dig in your mind and understand. Try to understand what you're going through and help you get through it. I don't think it's up to the next partner to help you get through it. It's up to the next. I mean that's why like me, I take time to heal. Like I could have jumped to another relationship after my ex, but I needed time to get over that because I want the next person to get the best of me, like get all of me, and don't feel like I'm holding back. So
I mean, honestly, this could be a blessing or a lesson. I'm waiting to see. Like I said, I was single for 2 months.
I think I like him. I think he's y'all gonna be fine, just fine.
All right. Thank you.
I think he's just fine. He actually the first person that you've been with I actually like truly like okay I like.
I haven't been with many people,
I know you haven't.
but
I
yeah.
know you haven't, but last one. I,
That's
I,
one that I was saying, a threesome. I'm like, I was shocked. And so now they're dating the married couple.
hmm?
Dating the married couple. And I didn't even know they rolled like that. Like this whole time. I wasn't enough. They needed two. No, it's a full house now. It's a full house now. Well, I got stories, man. It's like,
No, I do too. I do too, man. It's
mm,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that could be a different time. Um, we need more questions. We need more people.
So you got a question to ask me?
Um,
I'm
let's.
open. I'm open book. I don't mind asking questions.
I know that this was another topic for next time, but I'm still very curious. Like, what if you fell in love with this person before y'all did anything, and then they told you that they don't do oral? Will you still want to be with that person?
You said if a person came to me like what's the situation? I heard the last part. What's the situation?
It's like you fell in love with them, just automatically loved them, and y'all didn't do anything for a while. You just went on dates and stuff, and then they tell you that. Mm.
No, 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 no. I'm sorry.
No,
I wouldn't allow myself to fall in love unless I know that part.
really?
Yes, that's important.
Why?
I need good head. That's a must. That
Okay.
is no.
Okay.
Must like come, all right, you want me to nah, baby, come marry me. I know I don't give head. Girl, please get out of my face. Girl, please get out of my face. Girl, what? Need
I
your
mean, it's not for everyone. Okay, what if it's horrible? Like, what if it's terrible?
same outcome. Sorry, we could be
Dang.
friends. We could be. See, the thing is like I would do the same thing women would do. You can think how many women will sit out here no matter how much they care about a guy, no matter what he does, he get bad dick. Bad. I'm talking about terrible dick. Change the
See?
whole outcome on woman's perspective. All just bad dick. Just bad. Nope.
Okay, fine.
Nope. I care more about head than I care about the boss.
Anyway, anywho, so
No. Mm-mm.
you
Mm-mm.
said 5 years. You see yourself being married.
That me?
I'm talking about you. You said 5 years. You see yourself being married, right?
Shit, I don't know about all that. I don't know.
Five
We'll
years.
see.
Can you?
We'll see.
Okay. What would be your perfect woman?
I'm not looking for a perfect woman. I
Mm,
know nobody's perfect,
yeah.
but I personally I want a woman that that understands respect. That should respect the man. Respect. Not saying she got. I'm not saying she got to be a housewife or nothing like that. I'm all for her having her own career and stuff. I want a woman that's feminine, understands how to be feminine, understands how to be submissive, and not look at submissive such a negative term, such a negative. It's not negative. It's not negative. Nurturing,
Hmm.
loving, nice. I hate that. It's sad I have to say nice in this generation. Nice, like nice should be a given, but it's not. Nice, and just she's there. She's on my program. Like she supports me in what I'm doing.
Hmm.
She's like there for support. She supports me when I'm doing, whether it's career, personal, whatever. And we just try to build. Like that's wants to build. Like that's my ideal woman. That's my like I the most important. I left out the most important thing. The number one word I want. The number one thing I want to think about when I see my wife is not sex. Sex is important, and all that, but number one word I think about is peace. I want
Hmm.
my wife to be my peace. Me and we got to go out here and fight the world every day. Word, the society attacks, especially black men, attacks us every day. Who wants to go home and argue with their wife after having a long day of work? Go home and argue over stupid stuff. Like I want my wife to be my peace. Let me walk in the door and like have no. Not saying she gotta want to do housewife duties all the time, but like, yeah, it's nice for her to walk in, have a nice dinner and or just give me a nice kiss, like, and ask me about my day, just peace. Household, you bring peace to the household, not chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Not you trying to be assertive and trying to whip your thing out and try to be the man in the house too. Like, no, be the woman in the house. Don't be the man of the house. We only need one man of the house. Let me be the man in the house and allow me to lead. That's a thing. That's a big thing. I think even a lot of men around me, we all look for, but it's hard to get these days because women want to lead too, and it's like it's the man's job to lead the household. You have to be protected and provided the household. Just I think part of marriage is being able to trust your man. You should be able to trust if you get married to a man, you should be able to trust him to make decisions for the household.
Mm-hmm.
And you should chime in when it's if of course your opinion matters. I'm not saying you just be quiet, let me do everything. Be quiet and let me yeah, I want to hear your opinion, your thoughts. But just trust, don't fight me on everything. Just trust that I'm gonna make the best decision for how. And this is why you married me. I would think you should trust me to make those decisions. So yeah. So I look for in a marriage. If I get a one, honestly, let me correct my statement earlier about having multiple girlfriends stuff. That would entice me to be monogamous if I got all that. That
All of it.
would if a woman gave me all that, she'd be the only woman in my life.
Not most of it, but all of it.
What's something? It's something. Let's see. It's something I just said I might be able to compromise on a little bit. I mean, the housewife stuff. I'm compromising on a little bit because I realize in our generation, like women, you're not gonna be able to get the housewife things out of them because first they don't have the capacity to be able to do those things anymore. Because most women are out working now. They're
Mm.
not, and it's not their job to be the housewife anymore. This was just why I think it's crazy that a lot of women want to be housewives. Like you weren't raised to be one. Women in the past generation were raised to be one. Y'all weren't raised to be one. A lot of women don't know how to cook, don't know how to ain't nurturing the kids, ain't nurturing. A lot of women don't even want to deal with their kids most of the time. Deal with they. Are you talking about being a
You,
housewife? No.
you said cooking. Ryan cooks for me, so I'm not really that good at cooking. But hey, I'm good at everything else.
That's fine. That's fine. I say it's our generation. Like we weren't really raised to be women weren't raised to be housewives.
Someone really needs to get to you. What's your phone?
I don't know. I don't know. Is she trying to call in or what? I don't know. Let's see. It's gonna be fun. Hello. I'm on live now. You keep calling in. That's why I ain't answer the phone. I can't get on there and look at it. It's on YouTube. I did that. I'll send you the link. All right.
Wait, who was that?
Yeah, my grandma.
Your grandma. Okay.
I thought she was trying to call in and answer the question or something. I was like, I thought she was trying to call.
Her opinion on the shocking and I say shocking.
I don't know if she ever been in that what you call situation or not. I don't think so. I think her and my granddad got married pretty early on. That's funny though. I'm just trying to send her this link real quick. There we go. Yeah. It's what was I lost what we was talking about.
Okay, what's one thing out of your like list that you can take off and then you still like
Yeah, housewife duties. Yeah,
Okay.
housewife duties. So because I can cook. Like I don't mind sharing the duty. It depends on the dynamic relationship. Like if I was in theory rich, even then, like I be personally, I say I'd rather have a woman that I don't know. Even then, literally just recently, I started thinking a little differently. This I always say, nah, I want no housewife. But then like I gotta come home, work every day, and she probably ain't gonna have no life and nothing to do, and it's just gonna be up in my face all the time. And whether women want to believe it or not, we love the women, but we don't want to be around a woman all the time. And I feel like that a housewife gonna be just sitting at the way for me to come home and to entertain her after a long day of work. And I thought, no, I want to go. Sometimes, yeah, but sometimes I just want to go in the man cave and watch the game by myself and drink a beer. Sometimes I just want to go. And I feel like that wouldn't happen as much if you had a housewife. But I would say one positive. Sometimes I just thought about reason. One positive would be having a housewife, but the kids would get the most nurturing that you would ever get from a wife. Because
Mm-hmm.
one thing I will say, it's a little controversial. I will say this is why I'm all against the notion that I'm not gonna say who's a better in a single household. I'm not gonna say for sure who's a better parent, a single father or a single mother. But I don't like the notion that we assume mothers are better parents than fathers. That we assume that, because especially the thing a lot of people like to throw is that mothers are the nurturing ones. They don't want to nurture kids. I'm like, well, mothers in general are not even as good at nurturing their kids as they used to be. Not saying they purposely not like that, but you can't nurture your kids when you at work 40 hours a week. You're not going to be as good as the mothers in the past, because the mothers in the past, their job was to take care of their kids. Versus today's mothers mostly duty, but it's not necessarily their job. Their job is actually going to work, actually going. So you don't have the a lot of mothers today don't really have their energy or the time to be fully nurturing to their kids like mothers 50 years ago.
Young mothers
Yeah,
now.
especially young mothers,
Mm-hmm.
especially young. So the one thing they advocate for, they supposed to be better at, like really not as good as the women in the past were. Really not as good. So that's one thing. But I think, well, like I said, positive thing of having a housewife, like yeah, she would be able to be there for the kids, like would in a way that a lot of mothers today really can't be. Really. So I
Yeah.
think it's a positive to that. But still, I think I'd rather have a woman that has her own job, has her own thing going. I just want a woman that has her own thing going, but not let it get to her head. Let it go to her, like, because a lot of women, like, they have the problem. The problem with a lot of successful women. This is why you see women like Oprah and Tracy Ellie Ross, all that money, but don't have no husband. All that money, and the reason why is nobody wants to marry a man. They basically are men. They basically are. They basically are men. They basically are. No one wants to marry a man. No
Mm-hmm.
one wants like that. Like that. That's basically what they are. So I want a woman that she has her own things going, but she don't let it get to the head and she start acting like a man all of a sudden, assertive and aggressive. But
There's
sometimes they can't help themselves, especially like a woman that got your own business stuff. You kind of have to have man tendencies.
mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, the consequence of it is going to be relationships because you don't lower the pool of men that's going to be willing to deal with that. Me personally, I'm not willing to deal with that. I'm not willing. I'd rather be single. I'd rather than feel like I'm dating myself, assertive, aggressive. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I would rather be single if I'm doing all the work too. It's like
Yeah.
me being the breadwinner. No, that'd be a teamwork.
Yeah.
Some men out there that would rather be home too. So
Yeah. I call those the simps. Rather
yeah.
be at home. Rather be.
I mean, they have their dreams. They want to be famous and all that. There's nothing wrong with that. But guys, do something else too.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But in the meanwhile, you gotta put in the work too.
Yeah.
You still gotta get the bills paid. Still gotta. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also gotta know what you're getting yourself into. If you ask for a housewife too. I was actually watching an episode last night of this case where this guy was like kind of looking down on his wife because they had been married for 10 years. Then they had got married when she was like 19. He was a little older, but he was the breadwinner. She was the housewife. Yeah, I guess he hit like a financial struggle after like 10 years, and he started like throwing to her face like, "Oh, you don't do anything. Oh, you don't work. Like, oh, how can you tell me I got the master's degree? You don't have a degree. I'm smarter than you. All that." I was like, "See, you gotta know what you're asking for when you ask for it. When you say you want a housewife, you gotta know what you're asking for because our responsibility is all on you, and you better be damn sure you be able to hold it up, and you can't throw it in her face." Yeah, it's your fault. I actually took woman's side on that episode. I was like, nah, fuck that. That's his fault for not holding up his end. His fault for not holding. You should know what you asked for when you asked for that round. You want a housewife. You want to be able to make all the decisions. Her no say so, whatever. You should know what you asking for. Should have known. So when shit do hit the fan, it's your responsibility to get y'all out of it, not hers.
Yeah.
Her responsibility. And you got 5 kids with her. her responsibility. I mean, that's your responsibility, not hers. Her responsibility. She already got no responsibility. She take care of the house, take care of the kids. It's your responsibility to figure out the money.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I hear you. I was waiting for Grandma to
she
put
probably
in.
watching now.
Oh, she's watching.
Yeah. She probably
Oh
watching.
gosh. Um, dang. Any more questions?
There was a question. It was something. It was something I was thinking of. Not coming up in my head right now. It's not. Um, What percentage of the household do you want to be responsible for in a marriage, as far as like income
Oh,
for a
and
lifetime? Yeah, I might ask my KS questions.
what?
I ain't gonna ask you the question you used to ask women on there. I ain't gonna ask you all that. But I want to. I do want to ask that question. Cause that's gonna give me a outlook of like what kind of household you want to be in as far as a marriage, what responsibilities you want to have financially.
I mean, I feel like if they make the most, they should. It may sound bad. Okay. If I don't make that much to pay for the mortgage, I can pay for the bills, like the water, the like the small things, the groceries and stuff, and they can pay the mortgage. Because nowadays mortgage is 1,300 or so.
See, I'd rather hear a percentage though, like you in ideal, like put like how much money you making aside, all that. Like ideal, like say you at the peak, you at your peak financially. I don't know what's your peak. First of all, what do you want your peak to be financially?
At this age, I want to at least make 70,000 a year.
Okay,
I know that's probably like, what?
that's fair. It's fair. Um, so I like to ask like percentages. Like you want in an ideal world, you say you at the peak of your financial career money. He at
Mhm.
the peak of his. You want to pay 20% of the bills. You want to do 50-50, 60-40, 35%. Like I'm wondering. I'm gonna start asking that more often.
I'll say 50-50.
50-50.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why you
Yeah.
say that?
I mean, we're both making a good bit of money. Now, if I wasn't making that much and he was at his peak, he was going to have to pay a little bit more than me, but I'm still going to help like for the other half.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no.
Would you be okay with your man making the financial decisions in the house?
Knowing him, no. Knowing him, no. I know personally because I'm like, he likes to spend money. He's a spender. And I'm like, do you need this? Do you really need this? He's like, I need to probably watch his money. But he's like, well, I get the mortgage paid all the time. Every month it's just fine. But I'm like,
I get that. I'm kind of the same way. It's like I spend a little bit more as long as my responsibilities are done. Like my bills and stuff are paid, and I need to cut back on a little bit of spending myself. But
yeah.
that's interesting. I like that you actually like conscious about money because a lot of women aren't. I don't
And then,
think a lot of women have a concept. I don't think a lot of women have a concept like about how money works,
uh-huh.
like like how big of a deal money is, like spending it freely. How big of a so that's interesting that you actually have a concept of that.
Because imagine how much money I'm thinking he could have saved, but spending it on like random stuff. And then the house is just cluttered with stuff that you're not using. Now, I spend money on trips. I do. But I also get points back. And I also get cash back. And then free trips. So,
I need to go on more trips.
yep.
Like I definitely want to travel more.
So,
I'm glad you got conscious about money though, because a lot of women I hear them talk about money like it's nothing. Cause I'm amazed at I'm amazed how people that think it's like how easy it is to make money, make good money, how easy it is. I asked this question. I think we did a Q&A on it with Legends of 712. I think I asked this question. I was like, which one is harder to make money? Is it harder for men or women to make money? And I was surprised or the sponsor that said it was harder for women to make money than men. It's like no, no, no,
Mm,
no. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think it's harder. It's like a little bit harder for men. A little bit harder. Only because I think women got certain rounds where you can make good money without having no skills at all. Good money. And I would say, men's side, you do got the illegal things that you can do.
you said legal?
Like, yeah, men's side, you can do illegal things to make money, sure.
I feel
But
like it's all about who you know, though, and they give you opportunities because most people that are in positions, they knew someone like higher positions.
yeah,
So
that's true. About connection.
yeah,
I think I'm getting at the whole adult entertainment world. I think that's really where the question came from because a lot of women that talk about like how easy money and usually the women that are in that realm, it's like you know how easy it is to make money in that realm. It's like I see women that look average that make six figures off OnlyFans that made like and yeah, like you don't have to have no skill.
you say that you want to get in that industry.
Don't tell on me.
Did I hear that?
Don't tell on me. Don't tell on me. Don't tell on me. Don't tell on me.
Wow.
Don't.
Okay.
I'll just play it. I'll just play it.
No,
No, no.
no, you was not. No,
I'll
you
just
was
play it.
not.
No, I'm telling. Nah. I was joking. I wouldn't do that because I think that's too many negatives. The same way I talk about why I wouldn't mess with OnlyFans and if somebody on OnlyFans long term, the same way for myself. Like I don't want to. I don't want to put that image of myself out on the internet forever. So.
That was your last topic on last week.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go?
I think it went pretty well. I think it went pretty well.
What was the conclusion?
Um, the conclusion was that yeah, it's more negatives. I think it's too many like. Me and my friend Milo and her boyfriend was talking about it, and I think it's just too many like negatives that come out of it. It's like, and especially when you're a guy that has options, like as a guy, why would I sit up here and take the potential negatives out of this? Because I don't know if you heard my opinion on that, but my opinion was that I wouldn't mess with a girl with OnlyFans for multiple reasons. For one, my image. If I'm in a relationship, if I'm in a say I'm with my guy friend or something, you on the internet. Like guys, this is important. This is important to guys. It's like the image that they want. They want their wife to be pure and beautiful. They want to think about your wife as the woman that's on the internet, doing God knows what, knows what. And then the biggest thing is not even about me. I have thick skin. I think despite that, I can get over that. The part that's gonna hurt me is like we have kids. You'll see your 15-year-old son come home from school one day, look at his mother ashamed because his mother brought up his mother's OnlyFans page at school, laughing at him by his mom, or even worse, my daughter gets the idea of doing it herself because her mom used to do it. Mom
Yeah.
used to do it. Mom used to do it. It's like those things. I don't think a lot of women that realm really be thinking about those kind of things when they decide to go out that realm. Or worse, they think they get mad at men for not being able to accept that realm. Like a lot of women down that round, they'll say, "Oh, and if man say, oh, you just insecure. That's his fault for being insecure." Like, not insecure, just prefer not to mess with those kind of women. Just prefer, and they take it as like, "Oh, they have sex." Yeah, well, when men have sex with me all the time, like having sex and committing to you two different things.
Mm-hmm.
For men, I like for women, sex is like for most in general for women, sex is an emotional connection. It is that's why I say it's worse for women cheat than when men cheat. It's worse because for women, sex is an emotional connection. For men, sex is act. I say sex, men can have sex with a woman he can't stand. He can't. Women not gonna do that. Women not. You're not gonna have sex with a guy unless you feel something for him. Whether he even not even feel like he got to look good, walk the right way, something about him. You're just not gonna like not about it going to the club. Okay, that guy. Yeah, come on home with me. Yeah, women in general don't do that. Now you got some out there to do that, but in general, women don't do that. Men, on the other hand, a woman that she could be told don't look good at all. But a woman that's god awful ugly, is like can pull a guy. Some guy might not be the guy she wants, but she can pull somebody. Pull someone. Pull. That's just how it is. Just how it is. So it's not the same thing. I would say men and women don't live by the same rules. So it's all double. That's like one of my biggest things. Like there's a lot of double standards. Some favor men, some favor women. Some favor. I don't like the notion that we try to make the rules the same. It's like no, we don't worry about the same rules. Some things slide. I think there's one argument a friend she tried to make. One argument she tried to make it first is like she's like it's sad just like that. Like yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Like it might be sad, and it might be sad. It's like that. This is why I told her.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Okay.
Like it might be, but there's double standards on both sides though. There's double standards because she was basically saying that like she was trying to make the argument that like if you're gonna say OnlyFans women gonna lose a big crowd of men, then it's the same thing for men. It's like no, it's not. It ain't the same thing because there's way very more likely, honestly, for a lot of women it might be definitely. I don't definitely think not you, but for a lot of, I think it's end of the day it's way more likely that a woman would still take a man that was a former porn star versus a man taking in a woman that's on OnlyFans or was a former porn star.
I mean, yeah, I can agree.
So that's why I say my example when I think she actually agreed with it. I think that's my example. Is like, don't live by the same rules. Don't live by the like it's a double standard. Like one double standard to favor men is that men can go out here and we can have sex left and right. It won't be judged by society. Women can't do that. Women tend to be judged by society if they go out here just popping it everywhere. Everywhere. Though. But a double standard for that favor women is like women can do things. Women get opportunities just for looks, just for looking good, and men don't get. Like going to the club, like I mean, clubs promote free women before this, or free ladies all night, but men got to stand in line and pay to get in. That's a double standard in favor women. That's a double standard. Live by different rules. Women get access to things because of their looks or because of different reasons that men don't get. But men get to do certain things that women don't get to do. That's just how it is. Just how it.
Okay. I feel like next time we need a topic that we can most definitely carry on throughout the whole.
I agree. And I should have done better like getting more people to come on. It's been a long week at work and I didn't really get a chance to pre-plan this episode the way I want to. But it's only my second episode, so I'm gonna get better at it as time goes on. So
you're doing great.
Yeah.
One of my coworkers said I should talk about kinks. I'm like, okay. So I'll watch it. I'm like, okay.
That's funny. A kink, okay. A kink?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say that today.
Yeah, you think about it. That and the other topic.
A kink, yeah. That might be like a late night show. I might have to put the age restriction on that one. The age, I have to put the age restriction on that video. Not gonna talk about it tonight. Talk about it. That's funny though. That's a good topic though. That's a good topic. I feel like all the freaks come out. All the freaks gonna come out again. You're gonna be staring stuff. I'm just gonna be like,
wait a minute.
You'll hear a lot of. You gonna hear a lot of them. So, well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yes, and I hope. I mean, I wasn't too boring.
Oh no! This was good. We had a lot of good conversation.
Okay.
This was good. One day this video gonna blow up. we're gonna look. Oh, it's got millions.
Facebook. I got more people on Facebook than I do YouTube.
Yeah, I was trying to get it. I'm trying to get it to screen to Facebook, but it's the second time now. It's like, it'll confirm it. I use StreamYards. It'll confirm it. Okay, it's gonna go live to Facebook, and then as soon as I hit go live, disconnect. So I gotta figure that part out.
Yeah.
So I'll try to figure it out for the next stream and see. I might do some test streams, like just to see just to try to test it out, see what's going on with that. So
Facebook and TikTok, that's where it's at right now. And then boom, YouTube.
yeah, I agree. I think Facebook. I was definitely trying to connect to Facebook. I got a lot of followers on Facebook, a decent amount on Facebook. So
You can read like Facebook, like post comments and stuff like that, and
yeah,
stories. Have a topic, and people just like comment their like stories under it and read it and
I
have
agree.
opinions on it. That would be fun.
I agree. But I'm gonna figure that out though, because I was trying to get it to. Right now, I got to go on YouTube and Twitch. So I was trying to get it. Now y'all trying to get it YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. But
Mhm.
Instagram the same thing. It's like start messing up as soon as I hit go live. So, but I'm gonna figure it out though. But I do got Facebook saved into StreamYards, but it just keep disconnected every time I go live for some reason. So
Mm. Well,
I appreciate it. We're gonna get you on more often. This was fun.
it was, and
I have
I'll see y'all later.
All right. See you later. Thanks for coming on. Yeah.
All right.
All right. See you later.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Well, yeah, have it, y'all. It's another episode of Tyg Talk Unhinged. Cohabitation before marriage is healthy. I appreciate y'all for joining. All right. Good night.